Hey everyone, welcome to the first episode of the Hawkins Hellfire Collective. This is a podcast that my wife and I are starting because we finished watching season 4 of Stranger Things and thought, did they really actually plan all of this from the beginning? We thought we'd go back, check it out, and see if it actually all added up. So my name is Zach Grubb. I am the founder of Square Table Gaming. I do most of our lore videos. And I'm here with my wife, Devin Grubb.
Hello, I am Devin Grubb. I don't have as heavy of an online presence as my husband does, but I have a fairly popular vintage Instagram. I look for vintage items at thrift stores and flea markets, and I resell them online. So that's what I do.
So those are our qualifications. As you can tell, neither of us are qualified to be doing this, but we thought this would be a fun way to pass the time.
I'm gonna interrupt you. I feel as though I am slightly qualified. I'm looking for vintage items, and Stranger Things is vintage. It takes place in the 80s, so there you go.
That's a real stretch, but I'm gonna accept that. Also, you're an avid member of a couple of fan groups. A couple
of fan groups, yeah. I'm a part of a small little Stranger Things discussion group on Facebook that was started through a mommy group that I am a part of, and then I am also part of a specifically Eddie Munson fan group on Facebook, but we'll talk about him later.
Yeah, I get the feeling we're going to be talking about him a lot on this podcast. I'm not complaining. I'm preparing you. Random person who decides they feel like watching this.
Hi, random person.
Hello. All right. So, hon, you want to start us off with episode 1?
All right. So, episode 1 is The Vanishing of Will Byers. Takes place on November 6th, 1983. Basically, we're just going to go through our random thoughts and findings in our little notebooks here.
Yeah, we're basically sitting with each episode with a notebook and jotting down notes as we go, and trying not to talk to each other about it too much so we can really have the conversations here. But, I mean, when we're both thinking and saying the same thing out loud, it's kind of hard to avoid. So my first big note here for the first episode was, wow, this looks so low budget and at the same time so much better than any of the newer seasons. I just think it has that feeling of something you would actually see in the 80s, and the lower budget actually helped it with that.
Yeah, it's got that the 80s movie feel to it.
Yeah, like almost like the current version of the show is too crisp and clean. I guess it's not really a complaint.
It's not a complaint. What did you say when we were watching it? That it was like kind of like it was trying. So like the first season is very much like, this is what it is. This is vintage. This is retro. And then as it goes on, it's like trying to be, because they have a bigger budget, so they have to make it that way.
Yeah, they went from capturing that feeling intuitively to trying to force it. And again, I don't think the show does a bad job of that. I feel like the lower budget actually lent really well to the overall feel of the show in season 1.
Yeah, well, the first shot is that guy running through Hawkins' lab, and it's very ominous.
Yeah, and I feel like it would not have that same effect if it was done with the quality of season 4.
Yeah.
It would be too clean looking. It wouldn't have that almost grindhouse look to the image quality of the show itself. But I don't want to harp on that for too long. It's just something I really felt strongly about immediately after turning on the first episode was, wow, this looks like really bad, but in the best possible way.
Yeah.
It's part of the charm that drew us to the show in the first place.
Absolutely.
And I guess I can speak to this one too, because they immediately go from that into the first D&D scene.
But my first thought was not that it was D&D. It was, oh, look how little, because they all look so tiny.
They are
going back and watching it.
Tiny little people. It's fantastic. But no, while they're doing that D&D scene, all I could think was, at the time, I was already playing D&D. I wasn't, I didn't grow up with it, but I started playing maybe a couple of years before Stranger Things started.
Mm-hmm.
And now that I've been playing for like 5 years, 6 years?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. all I could think was, wow, this is really true to what it's like to play D&D with a bunch of, like, just a bunch of friends goofing off. Like, even comparing it to a bunch of my group, which is a bunch of adults, compared to a bunch of kids, it's like, oh no, yeah, this is really true to life. They really captured that. Which is funny, since I think at the time, none of them knew in real life how to play D&D.
Yeah, I don't think so. Honestly, I don't know if any of them ever played.
I think the only one who actually knows now is Gaten.
Probably.
Yeah.
Protect Dusty Bun at all costs.
Protect that boy.
I mean, I put like D&D ties with the Demogorgon. I feel like every season it's been the big bad is tied to something from D&D.
Yeah, and it's usually very specific.
Mm-hmm.
Like, obviously in season 1,
it's the Demogorgon.
it's the Demogorgon, and Will's too afraid to act, and then we see that throughout the whole season. Will is kind of hiding from the Demogorgon, which he should be. Yeah. He's a child, but point is, then let's cut back to season 4. We have that entire D&D scene with Eddie at the beginning that, like, perfectly calls the rest of the season, where they try to beat Vecna and they fail before they actually beat him.
Yep. We saw Erica rolls an 11.
No, Dustin rolls an 11. Erica ends up beating him.
Beats him. Dustin rolls an 11, and that's not high enough to beat Vecna, and spoiler alert,
11 can't beat
Vecna.
Yeah, that was really cool.
We're jumping ahead, though. We're supposed to be talking about...
It all ties back to what we're talking about with season 1, and the way that D&D kind of flows into whatever is happening for the season.
Yep.
Although I honestly, for the life of me, can't remember if season 2 and 3 do that as heavily. I kind of think they don't, but, I mean, that's why we're doing this.
What, with D&D?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the monsters tie back, but I don't remember if there's a specific game.
I don't think so. Poor Will. Poor Will just wants to play D&D with his friends.
I know.
We'll get there.
It's, you know what? We'll talk about it more later, but it's fair. Like, the kid is... He goes through severe trauma
responses.
Anyway. Big note from me. All Mrs. Wheeler had to do was let them play D&D for 20 more minutes, and Will would have been fine, and we wouldn't have a show.
That's a meme now.
Is it really?
You know. Yeah, that's a meme now.
Fantastic. I'm glad I'm on the cutting edge.
This will be how my internet ties help you out. I'm on those pages a lot.
Yeah, I'm really not ingrained in the in the Stranger Things meme universe, so that's good. I also had Dustin had a crush on Nancy, and it's nice that he gets to dance with her later on.
I said Dustin hearts Nancy, but he wanted to give her pizza. He offered her the last slice of pizza. This little 12-year-old boy is like, you can have the last slice, and she shuts the door on him. I just want to put out there that I'd share a slice of pizza with Dustin.
Of course.
I would eat pizza with Dustin.
Who wouldn't?
Everybody's mean to Dustin, it seems like, in this episode, and...
It really doesn't make any sense.
He doesn't deserve it. He is a sweet little angel boy, and I love him. Dustin forever.
Yeah. Do you have anything before the Demogorgon actually shows up and takes Will? Because that's where my next note comes in.
I do have that. I mean, not almost directly before. So when they're leaving Mike's house, he literally foreshadows what's about to happen. He said that he didn't, he wasn't brave enough, and he should have cast the protection spell. He should have cast protection, and he told Mike what he rolled, and it wasn't high enough, and he said the Demogorgon got him, and literally a minute after he says that, the Demogorgon gets him.
Yep. Oh, there's also a reference to an issue of X-Men, and I didn't write it down. I should have, but I guarantee with the way that this show is made, if we went and looked up that issue of X-Men, it would matter.
Probably.
Yeah. I probably should have done that before we did this, but you know what?
It's all right.
We've got enough material. We're good.
We're having fun.
Yeah, we're...
And hopefully one listener who's listening is having fun too.
Well, I mean, we're going to record 4 of these before we even put them out anywhere, so...
I know.
We're doing this for us. We'll see. If people like it, they like it. If no one cares, that's totally fine. So, big one that I saw. Mm-hmm. The lights flicker for the Demogorgon. Now...
I have this too.
Okay.
Because this is where it ties into, like, later on things as well.
Right, like, we understand, Season 4 revealed to us how actually messing with the lights works when you're on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
You put your hand through that sparkly smoke, and it, like, shows the light in the actual world, not in the Upside Down.
Right.
And we know that 11's power affects the lights, which
Vecna's
means Vecna's does too. Now, I don't understand why the Demogorgon can affect the lights in the real world without doing any of that stuff on the other side. Like, it seems like the lights react to the Demogorgon.
Right.
And my theory was, what if the Demogorgon in Season 1 is being controlled directly by Vecna? Not just, like, how he controls everything in the Upside Down, but
him
specifically that Demogorgon.
Like, that... So, you think that Demogorgon was almost, like, sent specifically from the Upside Down by Vecna.
Well, without getting ahead of ourselves, because I know it does get shown later on, but, like, 11 makes contact with that Demogorgon, and then that Demogorgon makes it out. So my thought is, as soon as 11 makes contact with that Demogorgon, obviously 1 knows about it.
Right.
Because he's connected to all of them.
Exactly. That I was just going to say, like, that's probably why, because 11 makes contact with him, and that...
It chases her out.
Right. Well, and that's immediately going to spark something in Vecna/Henry/1.
Yes. So...
yeah.
So, like, I guess my theory here is that, like, assuming that all of this was actually planned from the beginning, I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt until something shows me otherwise. It would make sense if it's not just, that particular Demogorgon is part of the collective mind doing its thing, but if Vecna is literally controlling that one specific Demogorgon while it does its business on the other side.
Right.
Long-winded way of saying I'm probably wrong.
A little side note, just from my opinions and side points here. Noah Schnapp is not listed as the main cast. Noah Schnapp is Will, for anybody who isn't aware of this. He does not get billing with the main cast this season, which I thought was interesting. But I guess since he's, not really in it, he wouldn't. But it's focusing on... the whole season is focusing on finding him, and he doesn't even get main cast billing.
Yeah, and when you think about it, he actually does show up in
He's in a lot of the episodes. Right, because he's in flashbacks with Joyce and flashbacks with Jonathan.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, he's in it, but he's missing, so I guess they thought he didn't count enough.
I think we'll have to pay attention to see if that changes partway through the season. Because I wouldn't be surprised if it did.
Joe Keery doesn't either.
Well, I'm sure we'll talk about that a bunch.
Too.
Like they straight up didn't expect
They weren't sure
Joe
what
Keery.
they wanted to do with Steve, so...
Yeah, well, I think they knew what they wanted to do, but then they met Joe Keery and, like, had him on set, and we're like, oh...
Well...
we have to change our plans for Steve.
We'll be delving more into that later on, because of a new character that... That's fine.
We're not going to talk about him for a good long while, hon.
That's fine.
Maybe we'll have a side episode where we just talk about your theories.
Where Devin just talks about Eddie for an hour. We can do that.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. So, okay, I noticed this. A lot of those lists online say that the show was inspired by Twin Peaks, and I always thought, like, okay, I guess I kind of see it, but not really. The very first scene with Hopper...
Hoppy Hop's first scene?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Really strong Twin Peaks vibes.
We both said that to each other when it was on.
Yeah, like him waking up and walking out and looking at the forest and everything.
Like the foggy forest.
Yeah, and just the music they used. Like, I was like, oh, okay.
You can see Kyle MacLachlan driving in his car just being like, Diane, it smells like Douglas fir.
Exactly. And I guess Hopper's version of the damn fine cup of coffee is... Mornings are for coffee and contemplation. I know there's other ways it's supposed to like be, they're supposed to allude to Twin Peaks or whatever, but that was a very strong, directorially, this was absolutely on purpose. This is no homage to Twin Peaks.
Yeah. And then we have the kid, we're back at the middle school. And we're going back to Dustin. I can't help it.
Yeah, no, my note's about Dustin too.
They put his, they wrote his genetic disorder into his character, the cranioplasia
dysplasia.
I think that's what it is. Forgive me if that's wrong. I think it's those douche canoe kids make him do his little arm thing.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't like watching kids get bullied on screen.
I know, it makes you very uncomfortable.
It really bothers me a lot.
It's even worse now that we have our own.
Yeah.
Jeez. Well, our kid's going to be the bully. Like, I can just tell.
That's neither here nor there.
Like, I promise she's a good kid. She's just really tough. So I actually made a note here. And this, I think, speaks to Mike being a better character earlier in the show.
On, yeah.
When Dustin's feeling down about it, Mike's like, it's kind of like you have a superpower. And he's like, well, I can't fight evil with it. And I was like, buddy, you're going to fight so much evil in the next few years.
So much
and
evil.
You're going to be like the guy. Like, Dustin, you are going to be the guy figuring out how to fight the evil. You don't even know.
Literally, my next Dustin is and always will be perfect. We're just a bunch of Dustin stans here. Let's just be real.
Oh, yeah. No doubt. No doubt. Top 3 characters in the show by far. I think after that we get that scene with Steve and Nancy where we get introduced to Steve. And she says something that I am absolutely certain is going to come back in the final season of the show.
You're an idiot.
Yeah, she says, "You're an idiot, Steve Harrington." I think either while they're making out or just before they start making out. She even says it again later in the episode. I feel like she says it multiple times. Yeah, at least in this season.
Mm-hmm.
And I am absolutely certain that in the final season of the show, either before Steve does something very heroic or, absolutely before Steve does something very heroic, she's going to tell him, "You're an idiot, Steve Harrington," and they're going to kiss and they're going to get back together. Because I'm sure that's the direction that it's going in. Not because I think the Duffer Brothers can't do anything interesting with that, just because I think that's where it's leading.
I get you. That's not the ending that I want for Nancy, but that's probably what's going to happen. We can discuss that at a later date.
Well, we're talking about Nancy and Steve, so I get it. Like, no, I mean, here's the thing. I don't think that's a problem to be the ending for Nancy.
No, it's not.
I think she can still do her thing and have her life, and Steve can be the dude driving around with her, keeping shit together.
I get that. I just think that there are bigger and better things for Nancy, and that they don't necessarily include Steve or Jonathan. No, personally.
I absolutely get that. I'm just saying the relationship would work as Nancy going out doing bigger and better things. And
including him. I understand.
No, not even including him. Just Steve supporting her.
I get you.
Like, because I feel like Steve, at this point, is support.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, he's the big tough guy when they need him to be, but he's not a person who has, plans for himself outside of being support for the people around him.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that would actually work really well with Nancy, who is a badass and can do things on her own, but, it would never hurt to have somebody in your corner.
True. She's not a badass yet, though.
No.
Just saying, because this is episode 1. She's not a badass.
No. I think the next thing we talked about was the fact that Will was absolutely being coded as gay from the very beginning of the show.
We did. I didn't write it down, but we did talk. We talked about it.
And like anybody who takes issue with that now, you clearly haven't been paying attention,
right? Because Winona Ryder is, when she goes to Hopper and she is talking about how Will gets made fun of and all this stuff, and Hopper straight up asks, like, "Well, is he gay?" And she's just like, "He's missing. Like, that's that's not important right now." But also, it's like I've seen this online and I feel the same way. Like, she's worried that her son has been essentially a victim of a hate crime,
right?
Because of how he's treated,
right? She calls him a sensitive kid, and I think that's what Hopper was getting at too. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't think Hopper was being a dick in that moment.
Oh no, he wasn't.
No, it comes across that way, but I don't think that was the point. I think Hopper, even though we're introduced to him as this drunken mess of a man, it's also very clear that he knows what he's doing. Right.
He just comes across very gruff.
Yeah, when he asks that question, he's not saying well, is he? It's no, well, oh, okay, well, that's a pretty big red flag for me. If this kid's the victim of a hate crime, I need to know about it.
Right.
Closed my notebook.
Sorry.
No, that's me. I closed my notebook.
Also, the Byers had a dog. Sorry, I think I jumped ahead a bunch, but I just saw this in my notes. And the Byers had a dog, and then all of a sudden they don't have a dog. What happened to the damn dog?
I hate
it just
when
forgot
TV shows
that they had a dog.
I'm sorry, dogs are important.
Dogs are important. This is especially if this is the family pet. Now we've only watched episode 1 and 2, so if something happens to the dog later
that we forgot about,
okay, our bad. But as of right now, I don't think anything happens to this dog, so they just forgot they had a dog between season 1 and 2.
Now watch, halfway through this podcast, we're going to be like, okay, something happened to the dog and we forgot.
Or maybe they had a dog in season 2 and we forgot. Like, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure...
They don't have that dog in season 4.
They don't. I'm pretty sure the dog has been forgotten about.
Yeah, it's fallen by the wayside. Which is kind of a bummer because the dog clearly understood something was going on.
The dogs know. I also put that in my notes. Dogs know when something weird is happening. I mean, that's just in general. I don't even think that's not just a TV thing. But flash forward to season 4, the dog at the trailer park knew something fishy was going on when the lights and all started flickering when Chrissy was getting Vecna'd.
That's actually a really good point, and I didn't think about that at the time. It's important that they actually kept that through the show, that when something is going on with the Upside Down, dogs are kind of aware.
They're aware of it. They have, like, a sense about it.
Yeah. I just have a random note. Dustin hasn't changed at all. It's his tone, right? Like,
gotta get his ego in check.
I swear to God, aside from the fact that Dustin got more confident as the show went on, he is a character fully formed from the very beginning.
I've been saying it. Like, the other characters have, like, character development and stuff, and that's great. And I feel like Dustin has gotten more confident, but as far as, like, development, he really hasn't needed to. Because Dustin has been Dustin since the first episode, and he didn't need to go anywhere.
No, I mean, yes, obviously he needed to become tougher.
Right.
But outside of that, like, he hasn't changed, and he hasn't needed to.
No.
So I guess at this point we should probably talk about 11.
Hold on. One more thing. Mr. Wheeler sucks.
Oh, yeah.
We haven't talked about him yet.
I don't want to talk about him.
Well, I have him in my notes twice. I have Mr. Wheeler sucks, and I hate Mr. Wheeler so much.
I have it the second time. That Mr. Wheeler sucked from day one.
Awful.
He's a terrible person.
He's a terrible parent, and Mrs. Wheeler deserves better.
Yeah. Yeah. No doubt.
All right, we can talk about 11. What do you want to say about 11?
Do you have anything?
I have about how she doesn't talk much, and I just is that a trauma response? Does she have, like, selective mutism? Because
that's a good point. Yeah.
She can talk, like, she chooses not to, and then as she goes on in the show, like, is she relearning how to speak? Like, what's going on with that? Because in flashbacks, she could talk. She had no problem. She could talk, no problem.
We ended up talking about this a little bit, I think, because the question for us was, is she talking less because of the trauma of dealing with one, or did the Duffers forget just how maladjusted 11 was in season 1?
Yeah.
Which, I don't know, maybe maladjusted isn't the right word, because she's about as adjusted as she should be
right.
for a kid that was stolen and raised as a test subject. But,
and I mean, it was a very rigid way of speaking, like we had said. Like, you know, it is and very formal in the way that they talked, but she could still talk. And when they find her, it's almost like she can only say, like, a couple things, and she doesn't know what certain things are. Like you said, like, privacy. That's the next episode, but still, like, that's something that you were saying that you think, you know, she would have known what that was.
Yeah, like you said, we'll get into that with the next episode, but I think that's a very important point. There's very basic things that the 11 of season 4 as a child probably would have known that the 11 of season 1 didn't.
Doesn't, right.
Yeah, which is kind of weird. I mean, my big note about 11 was just the fact that, you know, once she escaped, the very first people she found were kind to her. Mm-hmm. Like, Benny runs up and scares the crap out of her when he thinks she's stealing. Mm-hmm. But the second he realizes, oh, this is a kid in trouble, like, someone is trying to take care of her.
Yeah.
And I feel like without that initial interaction with Benny, I don't know that she would have stuck around with Will and the others. Or not Will, Mike and the others.
I don't know that she would have been as trusting.
Yeah. And I think that's a good moment. It's important for her as a character.
And just, you know, to continue on the Benny train, they killed him for no reason.
They really did.
He was about to turn her over to straight up just, oh yeah, you said that you're from social services? Yeah, she's in the back. Let me go get her. Literally giving them what they wanted, and they just shot him.
Oh, he met the girl. He has to die.
Right.
Like, what? He didn't mention anything about crazy powers.
Right. Like, he just thinks she's a kid. Like, I mean, unless they're afraid that he's gonna, like, tell his, you know, regulars that, oh yeah, I found some kid. I don't think that's the case. She didn't do anything that would have, like, sparked any kind of, like, curiosity. No. She was just a lost little girl to him.
Yeah. And, like, I think they just need to establish these are the bad guys, so we're just going to have them murder the nicest person
that you've seen so far.
Yeah.
Adult that you've seen so far.
The nicest adult you've seen so far. We're just going to have them shoot him in the head, because we need it to be very clear that these are the bad guys.
Right.
Which is completely unnecessary and could have been done so much better. Like, all it would have taken was an extra 30 seconds of, like, 11 being like, I don't want to go with them, or, like, being scared of them.
Right.
And him being like, well, what's going on here? And then they kill him.
Right. Right.
Like, it just, I don't know, it rubbed me the wrong way, the way that went down. And I'm sure the first time we watched the show, it was like, oh, that's shocking.
No, I feel like it bothered me the first time that it happened.
Really?
Too. Yeah. And that was, you know, we're watching it without having any kind of context in what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. But it didn't sit right with me then either, because it was literally like, he didn't do anything.
Yeah.
He did absolutely nothing. Like, why?
And, like, I get it. These are the bad guys. They don't care. But, like, also, you're going to leave a trail of dead people?
Right. Well, they made... Right. Well, and then 11's the other one, so it's all
Yes, she
fine.
does. Yes, she does. So, I realized Mr. Clark kind of disappears after season 2, doesn't he?
Is he in season 2?
Yeah, he's in season 2, because remember there's that whole side, like, thing. Why are you closing this curiosity door?
That's season 1.
Is it?
Yeah.
Does Mr. Clark disappear in season 2?
I don't know that Mr. Clark is in season 2. We'll find out.
He's a really good character.
He is a great character.
Just, like, dropped him.
Because Dustin, like, calls him from home. Or while he's at home. And asks him about, like, portals and time travel.
No, when they need to create the tub.
Yeah. And that's when he says about the door of curiosity or whatever that line is.
Yeah, you're right.
We'll get there.
And for me, this is the biggest takeaway we had from season 1. Mike was a much better character in season 1.
Yeah, I liked Mike in season 1. I've gradually started to not like Mike as we've gone. And I hate to say it, because I really like Finn Wolfhard.
Same.
He's a great actor.
Same.
But I don't like Mike right now.
Every season, Mike has gotten a little bit more intolerable. Like, I don't think it was an issue in season 2. But...
No.
But... Well, actually, no. In season 2 is when he's a huge dick to Will. So, yeah.
No, he's more that way in season 3.
Was season 2 or... Oh, yeah, season 3.
Season 2 is when all that... We're jumping ahead a lot
when they're
here.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah. He's not... No, he's good to Will. That's when Will's going through all that stuff. He's being, like, possessed by the...
Yeah, isn't that the same season where they're in the Ghostbusters costumes and they meet Max?
2.
Yeah, he's a huge dick to Will.
I didn't think he was. I thought he was good to Will in season 2. I know he's a dick to him in season 3 because he just wants to make out with 11 all the time. And all Will wants to do is play D&D.
Yeah. I might be getting 2 and 3 mixed up. But, I mean, look, it's fine if we talk about later seasons when we're discussing, like, the arc of a character. I just think, you know, we have this whole thing in season 4, but Mike, you're the heart. Like, you're the heart of the party. That was true in season 1. Absolutely. I don't think it's been true since season 1.
That's where some theories come into play.
I feel like those aren't even theories. Will. It's just right there. Like, it's out there
Will
in the open.
Will is
absolutely in love with Mike.
Well, no. That's not what I meant. Like, Will is stuck in 1983.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know.
Ooh.
Since.
What if he's literally stuck in 1983?
That's a question for season 5, I guess.
Yeah. No, I mean, maybe that's a silly thing to say, like, not literally, but
no, but the
Upside Down is stuck in 1983.
This is what I'm saying. He was there. Yeah. He was in the Upside Down in 1983, and he got out. But the Upside Down never left 1983. What if Will's mind never left 1983, and that's why he thinks the way that he does, because he is still there.
Or like a part of him is still there.
Or it's just, you know, going back, it's a trauma response.
Yeah.
You know, like absolutely. He's been through some shit and that's how he's
Are the Duffers strong enough to plan, or are the Duffers smart enough to plan that out?
I don't know. I think so. I'm mad at them right now, but I think I think so.
Let's move on from that. I mean, final word on that. Mike was a better character in the earlier seasons, and that's not to discredit Finn Wolfhard at all. No. Because he does so well with the material he's given. I really wish they found a way to keep Mike interesting after he and Eleven are together, because I feel like the fact that they are together makes Mike a less interesting character.
It's almost like that's all that he is.
That's all Mike is.
Boyfriend.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's a lot more to him than that.
I agree. And you know what? Maybe I shouldn't be complaining about it, because how many characters in media are literally just, like, how many women in media are there to be the main character's girlfriend?
That's true.
They do nothing else. They're just the girlfriend. If we're flipping the script on that, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't complain.
Yeah. Maybe.
I don't know. So quick note on Steve. Even as an asshole, he was too charismatic not to like him. Okay, so this time around, no, I don't hate him, because knowing what happens later on, I can't hate him. We have to try to divest ourselves, though. But I will
say, when we watched this the first time around, when it first came out, I hated Steve. I did not like him at all. I thought he was awful. Yes, Jonathan was creepy, but I was like, don't be mean to Jonathan. Like, I was not in Steve's corner at all. I will tell you, it's a season 2 thing, but I got in Steve's corner when they were having dinner at Barb's house, and he said, KFC, it's finger licking good. And I was like, okay, I think I can get in your corner now.
All right, like I came around to Steve. It's interesting watching it now, because I feel like the cracks of what they were trying to do with Steve versus who Joe Keery is are there from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Like, I almost couldn't take him seriously kind of being a jerk, because it almost seemed like he wasn't taking himself seriously.
Like, he didn't know how to be
Yeah, exactly. Like, the character of Steve is playing the part of somebody being a jerk.
Right.
And it's not really him.
You know, that's an interesting way to put it. Like, okay, he's this, like, rich kid, so he wants to be popular, so he's gonna pretend to be what the popular kids want him to be, even if that's not him.
It comes across that way.
Because he does drop them like a sack of potatoes pretty quickly.
Oh, yeah. And I think I only had one other big note. Did you have anything for episode 1?
I think it's the last thing that you wrote too. I put contact through phone.
Yeah.
That was like, because that's how the episode ends.
Yeah. So this bothered both of us, I want to say, because I can't remember if this comes into play in seasons 2 or 3, but the Upside Down used to interact with
all forms
of electronics, not just lights. Will was able to interact with the radio. They're able to interact
until
with
the second
that next episode, but
he calls her on the phone.
And he's able to talk to her through the phone. Not well,
yeah, you
but
can't
it
hear
works.
what he's saying, but she knows it's him, and then the phone gets fried.
Yeah. So, is that something that we just dropped after the first season?
Right, because I don't recall that happening in any other
No.
seasons.
And I also don't understand, if that's the case, why do their walkies work in the Upside Down? Because they use the walkies in the Upside Down, don't they? I know they're super high powered, but still.
I think like a walkie to a walkie in the Upside Down. I don't think a walkie in the Upside Down and a walkie not in the Upside Down would work.
Okay, I wasn't sure if they did that or not.
No, because just jumping ahead, when they're going through the phases for Vecna, Erica is using a light to signal to move on to the second stage or the next stage. They're not walking with each other.
Oh yeah, well, but they're both in the real world, like in the normal world.
But they're getting it.
They're just trying not to make noise during that scene.
No. Because they have to contact the people in the right side have to contact in the Upside Down so that they know to go to the next phase.
Oh, so you're saying they didn't use the walkies?
I'm saying they weren't using the walkies for that. They were using like lights and the light bright and things like that. It wasn't the walkies.
Yeah. I think for that though, I think it was more about the fact that they couldn't be making noise. Like, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
But they were also trying to be incredibly quiet, so that's why they didn't.
But I don't know that they've ever... But another thing though, just, no, I'm not saying that it's something that they left out on purpose or anything like that, but nobody's ever been trying to, I guess, contact anybody directly since season 1. And this is also something Steve can hear Dustin when they're in the Upside Down, and and Dustin and Lucas and Max are not.
Well, no, but that's normal, because I think Will hears his mom. That's why he hides in the house, isn't it?
I don't know.
I think that plays in.
See, I think we're jumping ahead and a little bit.
No, that's fine.
But I mean, I don't know. I just the whole phone thing and the other electronics was something that like you said, I don't know that it's been touched on.
Right.
Since this season.
Yeah, it rubbed me the wrong way because they focus so heavily on how lights are affected. And how lights are affected by Eleven's powers, and how lights are affected by Vecna's powers, and how lights are affected in the Upside Down. And right there in season 1, we have other electronics being, like, played with by the Upside Down. And either that never happens again, or I'm just completely forgetting.
And I feel like that's not something we would forget.
Right.
I don't know, though. Maybe.
I mean, that's why we're doing this.
Several years of our lives that we've watched this show.
Yeah, that's essentially why we're doing this, is to go back and see if this all fits together. So, I mean, it could be that all of these little complaints we're coming up with, or little notes that we're taking,
are just things we might have forgotten.
Things that we could end up seeing later on while we're watching. And
obviously, if we go to another episode and something that we've said today has been cleared up, we will mention it.
If we remember.
If we remember.
But
we have copybooks and we can write down notes.
We do. We have Hellfire Collective, the Hawkins Hellfire Collective copybooks that we write in.
Yes.
While we watch the show.
Yes.
Because we haven't done homework for years, and we thought it would be fun to do homework. That's a lie. I do homework, like, constantly for the channel.
I don't.
But I guess that's all of our notes on episode 1.
That's episode 1,
Like, how should we... Anything else you wanted to mention before we kind of call it for this first analysis?
I don't think so. I literally just go right to the second episode.
No, I don't mean on the books. I just mean, like, thoughts you were having while we were talking through or anything like that.
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I've said all that I really want to say.
Yeah, I think we've been pretty thorough with that first episode.
Duffer Brothers, if you started writing season 5, you know what to do. That's all I'm going to say on that today.
Yep. mean, I'm not gonna lie. I want the character back too. I really do, but I just don't know. I don't know if it's gonna happen.
You're not as hopeful.
No, but
You're also not as delusional.
No, I tend to lean into the D&D lore of things, though. So I don't think it's an impossibility.
I don't even need it to be that.
I know. So I guess that's episode 1 of the Hawkins Hellfire Collective in the can.
The Vanishing of Will Byers.
The Vanishing of Will Byers. So if you wanna stick with us and see where the HHC goes from here, we're gonna keep doing this. It's fun for us, and hopefully it's fun for somebody else to listen to. And we hope you enjoyed.
Hope you enjoyed, and we'll meet you again for episode 2, The Weirdo on Maple Street.
You're gonna say it in the lore voice.
I like saying the title.
Come up to the mic and yeah.
And we will see you again for episode 2, The Weirdo on Maple Street.
Thank you for joining us. This was Zach Grubb and Devin Grubb. We don't have a sign off.
We'll come up with one.